In today's video, we'll be talking about a major system that will be impacting the Northeast. Snowfall totals will also be included, and let me tell you, there will be no shortage of it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about a major system that will be impacting the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. But before we get into that, I kindly ask you to subscribe, helps out a lot, and like the video so I can get caught on the algorithm. Let's go ahead and get into it. Right now, we are looking at hour 78 on the ECMWF model, or the European model here, and we are going to be talking about this nor'easter that will be impacting the area I am zoomed in on here. Right now, we can already see the moisture starting to develop with a little bit of ice right here, and a big chunk of snow covering a good area up here, and a little bit of rain off the coast that it will be using to go up here. Let's go ahead and draw out the track. Something like this, it will be causing pretty heavy snow for this area, and the snowfall amounts will be pretty crazy. So we'll just see what happens with that. Let's go ahead and move it on 90 hours here. Right now, we are looking at 90 hours, and we can see the snowstorm making its mark here. So we can see pretty heavy ice here on the borderline of rain and snow, and it starts to stretch out as we get closer to the Canadian border here. But we can see very heavy snow actually, especially for Maryland and New Jersey here. Very heavy snow up here, which is just, these snowfall amounts could be getting upward of 2 feet, which is just crazy for some areas. The bullseye will be somewhere around here as the models are still shifting a lot. So we'll just see what happens with that. Let's go ahead and move it back down to 84 hours to explain why the storm catches it so good. So basically what happens here is the low pressure is pretty far down there, as it is actually off the screen, and we can see here a big amount of snow here due to lake effect combining with the system. So basically what it's doing is the low pressure system started down in the Gulf and is starting to head up to the East Coast, right? And it starts to catch on to the snow here, which provides it a little bit more moisture as it is pulling up moisture from the Gulf Coast and the Gulf Stream there, because that is very warm waters and provides a lot of moisture to a lot of these storms. Now, as it starts heading up here, we can start to see it really start to encounter that cold air as the 540 line is intruding pretty heavily over here. It's intruding pretty heavily. So as it goes up, that rain will start to turn into snow as it starts moving up here. So basically the moisture, not the rain, the moisture is moving up. So you may be thinking, well, if I'm right here and the rain is apparently moving up here, I'm going to get rain. No, that is not the case. The rain is just going to turn into snow as it gets up here. So we'll see what happens, because the models again are still shifting. So if this shifts just a little bit farther east, we could see a lot less snow than what these models are predicting. GFS is expecting it going a little bit more east than the other models here. But let's go ahead and move on to the 90 hour again here. We can see very heavy snow, extremely heavy snow actually, and this will be causing pretty fast snowfall rates for this area. Maryland and New Jersey will be the main impacted by snow, as Cape Cod here will be impacted mostly by the ice. Let's go ahead and move it on to the main hour here, hour 96. Very northeast Maryland here, the coast of northeast Maryland is seeing the heaviest snow here. Very heavy snow. The rates are just getting so absurdly high. It accumulates so fast, maybe even 3 inches an hour, because we're getting to the top of the charts here on the snowfall rates, and this is just crazy. A little bit of snow will be like leaking down into the Carolinas and Georgia and Virginia. Virginia will be getting a good bit. The coast will, at least. The farther you go up here, the less snow there will be. But still, nonetheless, a lot of snow for these areas, and this will be causing a huge impact here, especially for Cape Cod, as it's going to get the most ice out of this system, and then it's going to be impacted by rain, as the low pressure system is going to go almost directly over Cape Cod. So we can see up to hurricane force winds here, and I'll be showing that to you later. Let's go and move it out to 1 hour 108 here, and we can see it starting to move out here. We can see low pressure system actually about to hit the mainland of the USA here, and a little bit of ice patches off the coast here, and actually on the mainland US here in Cape Cod, near Cape Cod, we can see a lot of rain. If we move it out to hour 114, we can see it start to move out and it start to weaken a little bit as it starts expanding this way, and this way, as it starts to get less tight and weakens and goes up into Canada. Sadly, I don't cover Canada, but maybe one day I will. Let's go ahead and move on to the GFS model. Right now, we are looking at the GFS model here at hour 78, and that'll be shown right here. And the time we are at, valid 0Z Saturday, January 29th. This is about the time the nor'easter starts to form here. We can see the low pressure down here, and it will be coming up this way. So we'll see what happens, because the GFS has been putting this off a little bit farther east. So that means Cape Cod here will be getting a lot more snow. Let's go ahead and move it out a little, and we can definitely see it impacting a lot of North Carolina here, South Carolina, and a lot of Virginia. And these impacts will start to go a little bit worse as we get up here to the farther northeast. And as we get later into the model, that'll pretty heavy snow here we can see, and much less rain. Cape Cod could be clipping a little bit of ice because it reaches so far off the US. So as this low pressure system is being guided off the coast, this land here is just sticking out of the US here, northeast US. So most of the times they get a little rain, but this time GFS is not predicting that, as it is going a little bit too far east for that to happen, as the storm just moves out, giving it full time of snow. And this will be our main area of snow here. This right here will be our main area for snow. If we get any farther out, there will be a very thin line of ice as we go to moderate to heavy rain there. We can see if this shifts anywhere west or east, this could mean a whole world difference here. So we'll see what happens with that. But as it moves off the coast, we will see the snowfall amounts later in the video, but it's pulling up so much moisture from the lower Atlantic here. So we'll see what happens with that. Tropical Atlantic, it's pulling a bunch of moisture. We can actually see the streams of moisture here, as there's darker lines going up here, as that signals the streaming up into the main system as it starts to wrap around here. And that will cause pretty heavy rainfall and snowfall for some areas. Let's go ahead and look at the GFS snowfall. As you can see at that little card there, sadly the GFS total snowfall has not loaded in. I'll put that later in the video, but we're just going to go ahead and look at the European model snowfall here. Let me go ahead and hover my mouse over, and we can see 30 inches here. Nothing to joke with here, but if this shifts, remember, if this shifts just slightly off here, we can see that snowfall total go down so much. We can see getting down here into the Appalachian Mountains, we can see anywhere from, let's go ahead and get it, 8 inches, anywhere from 8 inches, the bullseye there. And we can see a little bit in from Cape Cod, 29 inches. So still pretty heavy snow amounts. The main streak here is, boom, just like that. It will be heading up there, and there will be a pretty big area. That is a pretty big area of over a foot there. Yes, over a foot. We can see all the totals here accumulating over a foot, and as we get down here, 31 inches. Just crazy snowfall amounts. The GFS will be predicting a little bit more snow for Cape Cod, so that is pretty rare for you guys. You guys don't get that much snow because you guys usually get the rain after, so the accumulations won't be that much. This is total accumulated snowfall, so this is what will be accumulating on the ground and out of the sky. So if there's a little bit more rain over here, remember, you're not going to get as much snow. But we can see the reason why we are seeing this much snow is because the lake effect will be combining here, over here. It will be combining, and this will combine with the moisture coming up from here, and this will cause just almost as much snow as a bomb cyclone here, which is just crazy. So much snow for this area. I mean, over 2 feet. That's just crazy. So 2 feet is around to the the middle of your thigh or to your knee. That is around 2 feet there. So we'll see what happens with that. It depends on how tall you are, but the average height is for anywhere from to your knee or to the middle of your thigh there. And that is a ton of snow. Imagine stepping in that much snow. That is just crazy. And it's falling in such a fast time. If we move it back here, boom, 96 hours. Look, okay, so if we go out 6 hours here, look at this. 26, 14, almost 10 inches in 6 hours. That is just absurd snowfall amounts. That's just crazy. So I'll get back to you when the GFS model has rendered in its snowfall. I'll see you then. While you guys are waiting, I'm actually going to show you the wind speed here, and we can just see crazy wind speed, hurricane force winds here getting into the mainland. 90 kilometers, let's see, 88, 86, 92 just off the coast, New York, 74 knots of wind. Just crazy here, as the low pressure system is located here. This is kind of the weird eye, you would say, kind of an eye here, and we can see the low pressure system right there. So it's just wrapping around the system here, causing a huge amount of snow here. We can maybe even see some blizzard warnings of how much wind there could be, and this could cause a lot of snow drifts with over 31 inches, getting up to the 40-inch mark, which is just absurd amount of snow. So yeah, I guess this time I'll actually show you when the snowfall from the GFS model renders. Right now we are looking at the snowfall total for the GFS. It took so long to load, but we can see here getting past the 20-inch mark. It's going to just be a real quick review. Past the 20-inch mark, sadly, it still isn't fully loaded in, so this will stretch out just a little bit more. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.